Okay, let's look through a few problems. I'm not going to focus so much on how to solve these problems, but rather I want to demonstrate how to type these answers correctly into our buzz system. Okay, so I've just got a few of these up. So number one, express the following in decimal notation, do not use commas. So over here I've already worked it out. So 5.5 times 10 all squared, 5.5 times 10 equals 55. Square that, we get 3025. So for our answer, that one's pretty straightforward. You just type it in, not a lot to it. Let me see the next one. I'm not going to do all of these. I've just picked out a few to kind of demonstrate. So number three, simplify this expression. So anytime they say simplify, we don't want negative exponents in it. If there's any fractions or anything, we want to reduce them as best we can. So I've worked it out over here, and again, I'm not going to spend too much time in the actual how do we solve it. I want to show you how to type it in. But notice the negative exponent, I did move down to the bottom, simplify things. So here is our final answer, 16z to the 16th all over x to the 22nd, y to the 4th. Let me demonstrate how to type that in. And let me show you a little edit expression here. This is kind of cool. It just shows you, I'm going to type here and it's going to show you down below the way it's interpreting it. Okay, so I'm going to type this in as 16, notice I use parentheses there, z to the 4th. I use a little caret symbol for my keyboard. You could also use this x to the y if you want. And now I'm going to do divide. Just use my fraction bar for my keyboard, or you could use divide here, I guess. All over, notice I'm going to do parentheses again, x to the 22nd, y to the 4th, and close it off. Now notice, I want you to look down here. So this is what it's going to look like when I type my answer. This is the way it's interpreting it. So you can say, hey, that matches the work I just did. I want to just show you, if I get rid of those parentheses on top, hey, that's actually, that is the same thing. That'd be okay. The problem would be if I didn't have the parentheses on the bottom though. Notice that is definitely not the same answer. Okay, and so again, all else fails, use parentheses there when you're dividing, just to be safe. Okay, I'm going to click OK there. Now let's see what else I've got. Number 4. So this one, express the following in scientific notation. So I just multiplied that out in my calculator and it gave me 46,110. Here is the answer in scientific notation. Again, I want to just show you how I would type it out, because I'm seeing some students do this, times 10 to the 4th. Notice down here it shows you what that looks like. If you push an X on your keyboard, it does not interpret that as multiplication. So don't use that X, use the times here, or you could use a little star from your keyboard. So this is the way it's going to be. You're not going to have an X in it, and that's the way that we'll type our answer in. Okay. How about this one? This was number 8. Let me just jump ahead to number 8. Again, pretty straightforward. Express it as a decimal, no commas. Alright, so again, multiply that out if you need to. We're basically moving our decimal 5 places. So here's our answer, 693,000. Just type that in, not a lot to it. Okay, and one more I want to show. Write it in scientific notation. And again, you can go here if you want, but 7, you're not going to push X, times 10 to the 2nd. Okay, and those zeros after, you don't include those. So 7 times 10 to the 2nd is the way I would type that. So that really covers most of the situations from this first lesson and future ones you're going to see. So I hope that helps you type things in. Again, if you feel like you've done it correctly, maybe it just didn't interpret it, please reach out to me. But again, there are certain ways you kind of get used to typing it in that'll help you be successful in the class.